Hello, and welcome back to Bedtime Stories with Vice Vice Baby, where we will continue our journey with Uncle Wiggily. Story 26, Uncle Wiggily and the Thunderstorm. Well, how is your garden coming on these days? Asked Uncle Wiggily Longears, the rabbit gentleman, of Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy, the muskrat lady, who kept house for him. It isn't drying up anymore, is it? Oh no, she answered, as she tied her long tail in a double knot to keep it from dragging in the dust. Since you so kindly bought me the watering hose, I can wet the garden whether it rains or not, and that will make everything grow. Strawberries too? Will it make them grow? Uncle Wiggily wanted to know. He was thinking of strawberry shortcakes, I guess, for he was very fond of it. Oh, yes, the strawberries are growing very nicely, said Nurse Jane as she looked for the red berries under the green leaves. And I think you will not have to water with the hose for several days now, the muskrat lady went on as she glanced up at the sky. Why not? Uncle Wiggily wanted to know. Because we are going to have a thunder shower, said the muskrat lady, and I think it will be quite a hard one. But it is always cooler after a thunder shower, and I like them very much. So do I, agreed Uncle Wiggily. But if it is going to rain and thunder and lighten, I had better go for a ride in my airship as soon as possible. Much as I like storms, I do not want to be caught out in one up in the sky in my airship. Yes, if you're going, you had better go and hurry back, advised Nurse Jane. So, the old gentleman rabbit went out in the woodshed where he kept his airship, and after shaking up the sofa cushions in the clothes basket so they would be soft and fluffy for him to fall on in case of an accident, Uncle Wiggily blew some hot air into the toy circus balloons that raised his airship from the ground, and then, starting the electric fan that went around Wizzy Izzy, up he rose into the air. Yes, I really think there will be a thunderstorm soon, said the old rabbit to himself, as he looked at the clouds which were getting more and more black. I am glad I brought along an umbrella, for he had one, you see, in addition to the Japanese sun parasol that was over the top of the red, white, and blue toy circus balloons. Well, Uncle Wiggily was sailing around and around looking for an adventure, when all at once he saw a little distance away the spire of a church steeple. I'll sail over as far as that steeple, said the old gentleman rabbit to himself, and then I'll go back home. Nurse Jane may get nervous if I stay away too long with a thunderstorm coming up. Uncle Wiggily was almost at the church steeple when he saw a big robin redbreast flying through the air, and just as the bird was near the church spire, there came a strong blast of wind from the storm, dashing poor Robin against a hard steeple which had an arrow on top to tell the way the wind was blowing. "Oh dear," cried the robin, "my wing is broken and I cannot fly anymore. I will fall to the ground and die." "Oh no, you will not," said Uncle Wiggily kindly. "I will catch you on the soft sofa cushions of my airship." Then the rabbit gentleman sent his airship right under the falling birdie and caught it just before it struck the ground. "Oh, thank you," cried Robin Redbreast. "You have saved my life, but my wing is broken." "Never mind, we will have Dr. Possum mend that," said Uncle Wiggily. "I'll take you to the animal doctor." He started off in the airship again But before he had gone very far, there was a rumble in the sky. Then came a flash of lightning and a big boom, like that of a 4th of July cannon. And then it began to rain very hard. "Ah, here is the thunderstorm," cried Uncle Wiggily, "and I am far from home and Nurse Jane. We had better go down and stay in one of those houses until the storm is over, Mr. Bird." "Yes," said a robin with a broken wing. "I think perhaps we had better do that." Down went Uncle Wiggily in his airship. It was raining very hard now, and the lightning flashed, and the thunder rolled and rumbled very loudly indeed. "There is a good house near that pond and barn for us to go in out of the storm," cried the rabbit gentleman, pointing with one ear down below, for he needed both paws with which to steer. "It is the duck pen where my friends the Wibblewobbles live. I'll go there," Uncle Wiggily said. Down went the airship close to the barn where Gup, the kind horse, lived. "You hurry right into the duck pen," cried Gup to Uncle Wiggily. "I'll take your airship in my stable until the storm is over." So Uncle Wiggily hurried into the duck pen, taking the poor robin with him, and no sooner was the rabbit gentleman inside than he heard Lulu and Alice, the duck girls, crying as hard as they could cry. "What's the matter with them?" he asked of Mrs. Wibblewobble. "They are afraid of the thunderstorm," said the duck lady, and Lulu and Alice were lying in a dark room with pillows over their heads so as not to see the lightning and hear the thunder. As for Jimmy, the boy duck, of course he was not afraid. Boys, whether they are ducks or not, are never afraid of thunderstorms. "You mustn't mind the thunderstorm," said Uncle Wiggily to Lulu and Alice. "It will not hurt you. Just pretend the thunder is only the noise of a big circus wagon going over a bridge, and the lightning is only electric flashes from a trolley car. Then you will not mind it so much." So Lulu and Alice pretended that way, and the robin with the broken wings sang for them, and soon the thunderstorm was over, and never after that were the duck girls frightened. For whenever it thundered, Lulu will say, "Huh, that is only a circus wagon going over the bridge." And when it lightened, Alice would say, "That is only a trolley car going uphill." Then, when the rain had stopped, Uncle Wiggily went sailing in his airship, taking the poor robin to Dr. Possum, who soon mended the bird's broken wing. So you see, it is sometimes good to have thunderstorm after all. And in the following story, if the hop toad in our backyard doesn't jump over the fence and tickle the pansy's face, I'll tell you about Uncle Wiggily and the trunk. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Bedtime Stories with Vice Vice Baby. I hope you all have a good night and sweet dreams.